Welcome to Season 3 of the Playing Field on WTOP. I'm your host, Matthew Bishop, and joining me tonight are Matt Stone and Mitch Lamb. After losing to the Seahawks and the Bills to start the season, the Carolina Panthers crushed the New York Giants 38-0 today. The Giants didn't show up to play, and they only had 150 yards of offense while they let 402 yards up to the Panthers. Matt, if you're a Giants fan, what are you feeling from this game?
Guys, the Giants are in trouble. There's really no other way to put this. There's only 3 teams in the history of the NFL to start 0-3 and make the playoffs. That's the 1992 Chargers, the 1998 Bills, and the 1998 Lions. Eli Manning, 5 touchdowns to just 8 interceptions so far. Passer rating of 58.8. Giants defense has given up 36, 41, and 38 points in their 3 consecutive games. Last in the NFL in points per game, 38.5. They can't get to the quarterback. G-Men are in some big trouble.
They're fine. They are going to be fine. They start off slow every single year. Look at it, mark it down. They always do. They're going to turn things around, and they will be the 4th team to start 0-3 and make the playoffs.
Did you not just?
I did.
Hear what I said?
I heard you. I have faith in the younger Manning brother. They're going to make it to the playoffs just fine.
Okay, let me give you this.
Okay.
Giants have the Chiefs,
Yes.
3-0.
Yep.
Chip Kelly's Eagles, and the Bears coming up. Those are 3 difficult games. Giants will be lucky to grab 1 or 2 of those, and by then they could be sitting at 1-4, 1-5, still with a game against Dallas, still with a couple of games against Washington. How can you say they're okay?
Washington's playing like really awful right now.
Division game's still going to be a tough matchup.
You're right. They're going to win all 3 of those games. It is very bold. It is very bold prediction. They will turn things around.
Did you watch them today?
I did. They were awful.
Cam Newton made the Giants' defense look like the Jacksonville Jaguars defense.
I know, but the Giants' staple is their defense. Their front 4 are going to turn things around.
Did you not hear I said 36, 41, and 38 points
did.
in 3 consecutive games?
In their front four is what their defense is built around, and their front 4 is going to wreak havoc.
Do you see these highlights right now?
I am.
Cam Newton is going all over the field. Brandon LaFell, Steve Smith. It's all day for
Cam
Carolina.
Newton is a great quarterback.
Mitch, how are they going to make the playoffs? And the only way that they could do it is if they win the division. Are they going to win their division?
Yes.
How?
I do think they're going to win. Like you said, they've still got 2 games against Dallas, the division leader right now.
One game against Dallas. They lost opening night against Dallas.
Okay, correct. I'm sorry. You got it. They got 2 games against Washington. That's 3 division games, plus the 2 games against the Eagles. 5. That's 5 games in the division.
But
Are they going to win all 5?
They win all 5 of those games?
They drop 1 to the Eagles.
That's 4-1. Is
They're
not
going to
easy
go 4-1 in the
they
division for the
started
rest
so
of the
far.
year.
They'll be lucky to split. And right now, they already have 3 losses. And you do not 3-0 Kansas City, the Eagles on the road, and Chicago. We see Chicago playing right now. I mean, it's going to be tough. I really don't see how you can say that the G-Men are going to be able to make the playoffs.
Because they do this every year. They start
There's only been
sluggish,
3 teams to ever make the playoffs that are
I
starting
know,
on 3.
I know. You told me that 12 times. You're probably going to tell me it again.
Yeah.
They do this every year. They start slow. They will pick it up, and they will make
A Tom
the
Coughlin
playoffs.
team has never had more than 2 losses by week 5. This is the first time this has happened.
Okay.
All right,
trouble.
let's jump to another New York team.
Okay.
The Jets today set a franchise record by committing 20 penalties for 168 yards, which is, by the way, more than the Giants' total offense. Despite that, they came away with a victory over the Buffalo Bills. Mitch, how do the Jets win this game, and where do they go from here?
They got lucky. There's no other way around it. When you have 20 penalties for 168 yards, you should not win that game. They came against the Buffalo team. They looked sluggish. They looked slow. E.J. Manuel was not playing as well as he had been. There's no other way to say that the Jets just got lucked their way to a win. Granted, their defense did play well, but not what it's been as of late in recent years. The Jets got lucky this game.
Mitchell. Rookie quarterback.
Yep.
Geno Smith.
Yes.
331 yards.
Okay.
Threw the two interceptions. Now, you know what? Those are rookie mistakes. But Bilal Powell ran for 149 yards
Okay.
on this Bills defense. The vaunted front 4 of Marcel Darius. Mario
Who didn't
Williams.
play. Marcel Darius left with an injury.
Left with
Yep.
an injury, but started the game. Mario Williams, who was the man last week, 4.5 sacks against the Panthers. A no-show today. The Jets defense shut down C.J. Spiller until
Who got injured as
he
well.
got
Who
injured.
got injured,
Right.
yes.
But you know what? The Jets had a 20-6 lead before any of these guys were hurt. Now, did Buffalo rallied? Yes, they did.
Yep.
Geno made the throw of the game. The pass to Santonio, the 60-plus yard touchdown. That's the throw you need to make. And that's the throw that E.J. Manuel was not able to make the entire day.
You're right.
You know, Geno took more chances, and he made more plays. And, that's
And he
why the
also
Jets
made
came out
more
there.
mistakes than than EJ
But
Manuel
you can't
did.
say that they came out lucky in this game because they did all the right things.
They gave up 168 yards of offense or defense. Either way, that's that's too many mistakes you cannot make.
Those
you
are
play a good team, that will hurt you.
Fair. But you know what?
Kyle Wilson had 5 penalties in
Right.
4 plays at one
He
point.
did. The Buffalo Bills are not a good football team. So
No,
they did not
that's
get
why
lucky
they got
against the Buffalo
lucky.
Bills.
No, yes, they got lucky that they
would
were playing the Buffalo Bills.
If they won a game like this against the Denver Broncos, they would get really lucky. Not against the Bills.
they were lucky
the
they
Bills
were
made
playing the
mistakes
Bills.
of their own.
They didn't make as many as the Jets did.
No, but the Bills'
They
offense
didn't
was
turn the
futile
ball
for the entire
over.
game.
No, it was just because the Bills' offense couldn't produce.
The Bills' offense could not produce anything
Yeah,
until late
that's
in the
the
third,
only
early in the
reason.
fourth.
That's the only reason the Jets won.
But you know what?
They
Jets
got
defense
lucky.
did what it's supposed to do, did it not?
It gave up a 68-yard gashing run to
Without
Fred
a doubt.
Jackson.
But you know what? You're not going to hold teams to 10 points in a
No,
game. That
no,
those days
I'm
just
not.
doesn't
I'm not
happen.
expecting it to. But you give up 20 points and you have 20 penalties for 168 yards. You turn the
Penalties are
ball
something-
over twice. You are going to lose
you know what?
8 out of 10 of those games.
See, here's the thing. Gino, a rookie.
Yes.
He's going to make the
Yeah.
going to make the mistakes.
EJ
The
Manuel,
hold on,
rookie.
Let me finish.
EJ Manuel's a rookie.
Right. EJ
Where's his
Manuel played
mistakes?
awful today.
What was his
you
mistakes,
say
though?
There was he had no inclination to throw the ball downfield. The Jets defense was
hasn't all
getting
year.
into him. What? He
hasn't
hasn't all
all
year.
year.
EJ does not want to throw the ball downfield. Now, did Gino make 2 vital mistakes?
Yes.
Yes, he did. But you know what? He made the big throw to get his team the win. EJ checks down every time. He's not going to beat you. Gino has the
What do
potential.
you mean he's not going to beat you? He led the game-winning drive against the Steelers last week.
Panthers against Carolina.
Oh, okay,
EJ.
I'm sorry.
Yes, he did. However, where was that today? Nowhere to be found. The Buffalo Bills offense cannot go anywhere. And this is the thing with Gino. The 2 interceptions, the long throw to Jim Leonard,
Yep.
the long throw to Santonio Holmes.
he-
Well,
did
it
throw
was
to Jim
Jim Leonard.
Who did
Yeah.
throw Jim
Yeah.
Leonard? Former Jet was picked off, but that's a rookie mistake. And you know what? If you're a Jet fan, if you're a Jet supporter, you can live with those mistakes. You can live with Gino taking the
No,
chance down
no,
the field.
you can't.
Yes,
You
you
cannot
can.
live
Let
with
me
22
finish.
mistakes
Here's why
a day.
you can. You know what? Because what was the play that ended the game? The long bomb to Santonio Holmes,
Yep.
who made a great grab. That
Yes.
was a gutsy throw. He got hit hard. He didn't even look to see if Santonio caught the ball. He looked right at the
He looked
video.
at the
scored.
Jumbotron, yeah.
Touchdown.
Matt.
That's a man throw.
Matt,
And
how
that's
much
what EJ didn't
how
do.
much longer are the Bills going to keep losing like this, or losing period?
I think the tide will slowly turn for Buffalo. I think they're on the right track. I do like EJ. I think EJ's very smart, very, very smart quarterback. He's not going to beat himself. However, the Bills do not have the playmakers around him to do that.
What do you mean they don't have the playmakers around him?
Their wide
Are
receiver
you-
core is mediocre at best.
Robert Woods is a rookie.
He's a
He
rookie.
will turn out to be a
That's
phenomenal
3,
wide
4
receiver.
years down the road.
No, it's next year and it's the year after that. Stevie Johnson is a.
Where was he today?
He was a lethal weapon.
Lethal.
Kyle,
Antonio Cromartie
Kyle
took him out of
Wilson
the game.
couldn't deal with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair, and that's why they ended up putting Cromartie on him. I mean,
And CJ Spiller is not a weapon. Is
did
CJ
the Jets take C.J. Spiller out of this game today? Yes, they did.
by injuring him?
No, he had 10 carries for 9 yards before he was taken out of the game.
Okay. And then as soon as he gets taken out of the game, they
Well,
give
here-
up 68-yard run.
I
to
think you guys will both
Fred
agree
Jackson.
with me. Here's my thing. Fred Jackson, Spiller, we know what we're going to get from them.
Yes.
EJ needs to turn into the franchise quarterback.
He is on his way. That game-winning drive last week
Definitely,
was phenomenal.
something
Was a
you'd like to
glimpse.
see.
He has it.
Was a glimpse. However, and now here's the thing, and you'll see it. Rex Ryan owns rookie quarterbacks. We saw it last year against the
Isn't he
Colts.
7-2?
7-2.
Yep.
Thank you. Against rookies. And Andrew Luck and the Colts, who went 11-5 last year, lost 34-9 against the Jets last season. I mean, Rex is a great defensive coordinator. He's probably not a great head coach, but he knows how to get to rookies. The Jets blitz all day, and EJ cannot read to find his
It's not hard to get
receivers.
to rookies. You send the house.
Right.
And you're good.
And you hope that you see the learning curve from EJ.
But even when
he
he
doesn't have
sent
that
that-
big
but-
potential yet, and Gino does.
Yes, he does. He can throw the ball just as far as Geno Smith. One quick point before you interrupt
Just as
me.
far, he's not going down the field.
He stayed cool under pressure. He made the smart
He
throws
had
and
one
he made
pass
the
All right.
touchdowns.
20-plus
All right.
yards
All
today.
right.
That's it.
Let's move on.
Yep.
Let's move on to the Cleveland Browns. If you've been living under a rock this week, then you missed that the Browns traded away Trent Richardson to the Colts. In return, the Browns received a first-round pick in this year's draft that will most likely end up being in the mid to late round. Browns fans were up in arms over the deal, and then they won their first game of the season today. Matt, will this move work out for the Browns in the end?
This move was a fantastic move by the Cleveland Browns, and here's why.
Oh, okay.
Let me finish.
Okay, you go. Go ahead.
Brandon Weeden obviously is not the long-term answer for Cleveland. Neither is Brian Hoyer, who actually played very well today.
He had 3
Besides the
interceptions.
3
He didn't play
interceptions.
that well.
Now all of a sudden, Cleveland, you were kind of tanking. You were going to be in the top 5 of the NFL draft. You get the Colts pick, which most likely will vary
20s,
anyways
20s.
from the 19 to the 25 area. If you're Cleveland, you're taking a quarterback next year. Taj Boyd, Johnny Manziel, Teddy Bridgewater, Aaron Murray. There are guys available. The draft class this
A.J.
year
McCarron.
was very weak. Possibly an A.J. McCarron. He'd be more of a second or third round guy. Trent Richardson, only 3.6 yards per carry in his career coming into this season. He's expendable. Running backs you can get rid of. There are very few running backs. AP, Arian Foster. Even these guys, they have short shelf lives in the NFL. These are not quarterbacks we're going to have for 10 to 15 years. Look what the Colts did. They were awful for one season. They got Andrew Luck. Look what the Seahawks did. They built their team around. They get Russell Wilson. Look what the 49ers did. They find a gem
They
in the
built
middle
their
round.
team around Marshawn Lynch, the Seahawks.
No, but then they added a quarterback.
Okay,
and if
yeah.
you're the Browns,
Yes.
you have a good defense right now. You
They-
continue to
so
build.
they could've
Hold
been-
on, let me finish. Josh Gordon was superb today.
Yes, he was.
You add some more playmakers on offense.
Josh Cameron also
You
played
can-
very well.
Right, he had 2 touchdowns. You can find running backs. Running backs are not a need position. Quarterbacks, on the other hand, you got to get one of those guys. You want to be a playoff contending team, especially in that division where you got Andy Dalton and Ben Roethlisberger. You need a quarterback. And you know what? With 2 top 20 picks, they're in the line to do that. I look for the Browns to make some more moves. Trent Richardson, not that big of a loss for me.
I'm sorry, Stone. I was just shocked that you said it was a good move. Anytime you trade away your best player, it is not a good move. Trent Richardson was hands down the Browns' best player. And I really enjoy that you brought up the Seahawks because Marshawn Lynch is a Trent Richardson type player. And they could have done just that. They could have kept Trent. They do have young weapons that might develop on that team. If they keep Trent, draft a quarterback because they were going to be a top 5 draft pick, or they were going to have a top 5 draft pick anyways. They can do exactly what Seattle did.
Well, Mitch.
Yeah.
Trent Richardson's on the Colts now.
Yes, he is.
Does that make them a Super Bowl contender?
Yes, it does. The Colts were a good team last year. They went 11-5 and made the playoffs. They are now a very good team.
They're a very good team. They're not a Super Bowl contender. Here's why.
Why?
Andrew Luck, as good as he is, turns the ball over. We saw it last year against the Ravens in the playoffs last season. Dwayne Allen, their starting tight end, out for the season. They lose Vic Ballard, that's why they go ahead and make the Trent Richardson deal. LaRon Landry, who they ended up going after, used to play for the Jets, gave him a 4-year deal. He's been hurt on and off. The Colts are not the best team in that division. That will still belong to the Houston Texans in my mind.
Okay.
They looked bad against Baltimore today. Colts will be a playoff team in my mind. Super Bowl contender, not ready to say that.
They dismantled,
For San Francisco,
49ers
who
defense.
has looked pathetic the last 2 weeks, quite frankly.
except for the fact that they
And you know what? And-
dismantled Green Bay.
Right, Green Bay, who's also 1-2, whose defense could not stop a nosebleed against Cincinnati on the road today.
What do you mean they couldn't stop a nosebleed?
They got 30-plus
There
points.
were 8 turnovers in that game,
Yeah,
and they
30-plus
forced
points.
4 of them.
Bengals forced 6 turnovers.
Okay.
You're Green Bay.
All right.
You turned the ball 6 overs with Aaron Rodgers.
We're going to take a break, but when you come
Come
back,
on.
Matt and Mitch are going to fight over the biggest surprise in the NFL. Stay tuned. You're watching The Playing Field.
I'm lucky. I get to do something I love.
How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork?
I help keep kids in school,
Good.
and that's the name of the game.
My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
The Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
We are the Tigers from Pack 885. And you are watching WTOP. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Woodsy Owl, and I'm here to tell you about a dirty word, water pollution. Kids, it's up to us to keep our lakes and streams clean and beautiful. We've been polluting the water with all kinds of junk like paper, cans, and gooey gunk. It looks ugly, and it's killing our fish and ducks. Please don't throw junk in the water. Give a hoot. Don't pollute.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good.
Stop. 1, 2, 3.
Passenger. Oh, was Debo on the passenger side.
We just had some wine. I wasn't even drunk. I was just buzzed.
What? You were just buzzed. Well, sir, you didn't tell us that. In that case, she's just fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Back to the playing fields. We're going to stick with the NFL now, guys. It's been 3 weeks of the NFL.
3 weeks.
All right.
3 great weeks.
3 interesting weeks.
Who's your biggest surprise?
I'm going to take point. The Miami Football Dolphins.
Oh, what a homer.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Homer, I'm in New York. The
It's your
Miami
team, though.
Football Dolphins are the biggest surprise in the NFL thus far this year. They are 3-0. Winning twice on the road in the dog pound in Cleveland, which, granted, Cleveland is not a good team. However, they shut down Trent Richardson, held him to 53 yards, and the dog pound is never a great place to play. And they beat Indianapolis in Indy, and they beat Atlanta at home today. No one thought Miami would be 3-0. Want to know why and I'll tell you why they're undefeated and they're the biggest surprise. Their defensive play has been outstanding. They are a top 5 defense.
You took a top 3 pick on his defensive end. What do you expect? You have a guy like Cameron Wake already.
One pick.
No, but the Dolphins
Two
have
players
had a good defense. The reason why
Stone, let me finish.
The reason why they haven't been good the last couple of years has been because of offense.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Miami has had 5 interceptions so far.
Okay.
And they've had 9 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. Anytime you have 7 forced turnovers through 3 games and 9 sacks through 3 games, you're off to a good start. And like you said, Cameron Wake is playing extremely well. He has 3 sacks.
He's a beast.
And he is. And Deion Jordan also has racked up a couple sacks. The Miami Dolphins defense is a top 5 defense, and they are leading this team on this undefeated charge.
Now, Mitch.
Yes.
As good as the Dolphins have been, and there's no denying it.
Oh, no.
Miami 3-0. To go your first 2 games on the road and win both, and then come home and play an Atlanta team who people feel like are maybe the best team in the NFC.
That's huge.
Huge. Great football game today between the Falcons and the Dolphins. But how can you not say Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs have been the biggest surprise of the season?
Everyone was on that bandwagon preseason.
Whoa, no.
Yes.
Bandwagon?
Yes.
Now, here's my issue. You got a guy like Alex Smith.
Yes, you do.
You bring in a new head coach, totally new philosophy, switching over from Romeo Crennel. A lot of ifs. Jamal Charles, can he stay healthy? Alex Smith, can he be the franchise guy? Remember, Alex Smith played half the season with the 49ers until he came over, or then got benched for Colin Kaepernick, and then now is a Kansas City Chiefs starting quarterback.
So why is it surprising
It's
to you that he's
surprising
doing
because
well?
this is his first year with a new team. I mean, he's not Peyton Manning where he can just go from the Colts to the Broncos and become a star right away. Alex Smith was a joke for a couple of years, to be quite honest, until
in the last couple of years he had a turnaround
Right,
exactly.
but here's the thing.
That San Francisco.
And here's the thing. And you know why this Chiefs? This guy right here, Eric Berry, pick 6 for a touchdown off of Michael Vick in the Thursday night game.
Yep.
The Chiefs defense has been absolutely fantastic. Justin Houston, Tom Bell Hall, these guys are not household names, but they should be. They have continued to cause pressure on the opposing team's defense. This guy right here, Jamal Charles, he's the key to them. He's got to get going. He's got to stay healthy because when he's healthy,
off a 25-yard run
right
there.
One of the best running backs in the NFL.
Yep.
The Chiefs have allowed 0. Well, they allowed 2 against Jacksonville, but that was a safety on the offense. Chiefs have allowed 0, 16, and 17 points in 3 games. That's great stats. That's close to 12 and a half, 13 points a game. You see Andy Reid gets the Gatorade shower here. When you're allowing teams anywhere from 12 to 15 points, you're doing something right. And the thing with Alex Smith, when he was with San Francisco, is the talent around him. He had Michael Crabtree. He had a fantastic defense. Chiefs is good, not at 49ers level.
He still has good talent around him now.
Not as good as he had talent with San Francisco, where you guys like Anquan Bolden, Michael Crabtree,
He didn't
Frank
have
Gore.
Anquan Bolden.
No,
he didn't have Anquan Bolden.
Last season?
He did not.
With Kaepernick? You sure?
Yes. Anquan Bolden was on Baltimore last year.
Fair.
Wow.
My mistake.
Thank you.
He got me.
Wow.
I got you.
Point Mitch.
Big point,
But
Mitch.
here's my thing.
Yep.
But you see the point I was trying to make.
Yes.
Factor. Chiefs defense has been great, and they're 3-0. And you know what? The Dolphins are 3-0 too. But let me ask you this.
Yep.
If you told me before the season who would start out
Chiefs.
3-0,
I would give you the Chiefs before I would give
the
you
Dolphins
the Dolphins.
have a franchise quarterback who they drafted. The Chiefs got Alex Smith, who San Francisco let go.
Matt, the Dolphins are obviously the bigger surprise here.
No.
When we come back from break, we're going to go to Yankee Stadium and take a look at Andy Pettitte's final home start, as well as explore the Yankees' playoff chances. Stick with us. You're watching The Playing Field.
So, are you going out tonight?
I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work.
That's so gay.
Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia. Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
The Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Every night before the show, me and the guys, we like to loosen up a little bit.
Blue 42, hike!
Every now and then, Dan likes to take it a little too far.
So, are you going out tonight?
I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work.
Welcome back to The Playing Field on WTOP. Today, Andy Pettitte started his final home game at Yankee Stadium. Thursday will be Mariano Rivera's last appearance, and the Yankees are still on the outside looking in for a wild card slot. Mitch, which of these three are the biggest stories surrounding the Yankees right now?
Has to be Mo. It's not even a question if it's Mo. It is Mo.
But that was you knew that was coming from the beginning of the season.
You did, but you still. Mariano Rivera is the biggest storyline here. Yankees aren't making the playoffs. Well, as soon as they had all those injuries, it wasn't really a surprise that they were going to struggle.
I think you take this question in context. Now, if the question is what's the bigger story today, of course it's Mo.
Mariano Rivera.
However, we have known that Mariano is retired. The farewell tour has been going on all season, and today was a great gesture. We had Metallica at Yankee Stadium. However, the fact that the Yankees, with their payroll, are not going to be able to make the playoffs is a huge issue. Obviously, the A-Rod scandal surrounding the Yankees this entire season. You've had the issues with Pettitte. He hasn't been great all season as well. CC Sabathia, a mediocre season at best. You got Derek Jeter, the captain, injured. There's a lot more storylines going on with this team that need to be explored. Now, for today, you see it here. Hold on. Okay. For today, it was Mariano. It was his day. It was his last. The whole deal for Mo. Listen, here's my deal with Andy Pettitte. Great pitcher, great postseason pitcher.
Yep.
That's undoubtedly what he'll go down for.
Yep.
The year that the Yankees won the World Series in 09, 4-0 in that at his
2-0
age.
in the World Series
2-0 in the
against
World
the
Series.
Phillies.
Right,
That
to
was
come in
huge.
Game 6, go 6 2/3. Unbelievable job by Pettitte. However, the PED use, you can't deny it, and that's why he won't be a Hall of Famer.
But
you can't ignore it.
The way he handled it is why he.
I don't
will
care.
get it.
I don't care. You used it. I could care less how you handle your apology.
He
doesn't mean anything to me.
Admitted he used it.
He
admitted he used them for a specific length of time.
Who didn't use them?
And he good point.
Doesn't matter.
And
he
also,
used.
Let me finish. He admitted that he used them for a year. He admitted he used them to get over an injury, and he admitted
Which
he
is
stopped
illegal
after that.
It's against MLB policy.
You're correct. That's illegal.
Should he be a Hall of Famer?
Yes, because that 1 year should be the only
So if you're
year
putting
that was
Andy Pettitte in,
disregarded.
you're putting every other guy that used PEDs. You're putting Bonds in. You're putting McGuire.
Absolutely not, because they used over a continuous long
See, then you're doing
time.
it by a case-by-case basis.
Which is how it should be judged.
It's too tricky.
Let's
it's
get
too
back
dicey.
to the Yankees. Let's not talk about the steroid issue right now.
All
Let's
right.
go back to the Yankees. Okay. So Rivera.
Yes.
Does he stick around for another year? I mean, I know it's
No.
the whole farewell tour and everything.
Mariano
the way
Rivera
he's pitched this year, though,
is phenomenal.
Been
He's
great.
having one of his best seasons. Mariano Rivera is not Brett Favre. He's not going to. Never mind.
But they're not. What if they don't make the playoffs, though?
Which
he doesn't want
seems like they
he doesn't want to
awful.
go one more run.
No, he's done. You could see the way he was interacting with his family today. You could see the way he spoke about them. He thanked them. He said they were the unsung heroes of what allowed him to do this. He's done. He's ready to spend time with his family. He's got a young son who he could coach in his baseball league.
Is Jeter in the same spot then?
Oh, no, without a doubt he's not. Jeter will absolutely be back. Jeter is one of those guys.
How many games has he played this year?
16,
Roughly.
16
How many is he
to
gonna play
20?
next year?
Over 100.
Over 100?
Jeter will get healthy. He's one of those guys, Jeter's not going to go out like this. Jeter would never end his career in injury. He's like Mariano. Obviously tore his ACL
Yeah, Mariano, yep.
in the outfield last year. Jeter's going to come back with a vengeance. He has something to prove. He'll always have a chip on his shoulder. 3,000 hit guy. The captain's not just going to go out like that. Mariano and Pettit, I think we've seen their last time.
They're
in
definitely
pinstripes.
done.
Okay, guys, you ready to move on to rapid fire?
Absolutely.
I'm a little nervous, but let's do it.
Okay. 4 NCAA teams scored 70 points or more yesterday. How will this hurt or help next year's playoff structure?
This doesn't, to me, this doesn't have an effect because this is FCS teams. It's a low Division II football teams that are getting blown out. It's a part of college football. You see teams.
Then why play the game?
It's a part of the schedule. You're building it into your schedule. It's a cupcake win for your team. However, we've seen times, remember Appalachian State went to Michigan. UConn this week hosted Michigan. UConn paid Michigan $300,000 just to come, and UConn almost upset them. So you know what? There are times that we see things like this happen, and you know what? It does stink because you don't have the great teams ever going on the road. We see this in college basketball a lot. The Dukes, the Syracuse, they're not going to go on the road to a Mountain West type school, and it stinks because it would be cool if we saw some of those environments, some of the great crowds that we have. It'll be interesting to see.
This is bad for the NCAA. Every year you get that one team, that big name school, Ohio State. We'll take Ohio State for example because they are one of the teams that scored 70 plus points.
Every team plays a weak team.
Yes. However, this is bad because they're going to load up on easy teams early to get back into football shape or what have you, and then they're going to play someone big in the playoffs and they're going to get wiped, and it's bad.
If every team does it, every team's on the same playing field. No pun intended.
I like it. I like your pitch there. That was clever.
Oakland Athletics wrapped up the AL West this weekend. Who gets priority now? The Oakland Raiders, the Oakland Athletics?
Oh, it's the A's. It's the A's. I mean, they're a playoff team right now. Now Oakland's going to be playing on that baseball field for quite some time. Yoenis Cespedes, those guys. 2 years in a row that Oakland is going to be a playoff team where we've seen the Angels and the Rangers kind of fall off. Rangers still in that wild card hunt, but where has Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim been? Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, Mark Trumbo, and this team cannot get it done.
Yeah, that's the big AL West story is the Angels. But how come no one ever looks at the A's? They
West
always
Coast, East Coast bias. It's
but they
unfortunate,
always just seem to hang around and be there at the end, and they're just
Last
quietly very good.
Yep.
They're the equivalent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Quietly very good.
Cardinals.
Quick thought on Von Miller. Came out today that he was working with the urine collector to fix his urine test so that he would get off scot-free. Thoughts? Did he get more games?
No, not going to get more games. John Fox shouldn't do anything himself. Kind of unfortunate situation. I'd like to see the NFL handle it.
My thinking is if you know you do drugs and you know you're going to get caught, he's not the first person to do this.
Not the first, won't be the last.
Deal.
Will the Lakers women's volleyball keep up their streak that we saw over the weekend?
Yeah, we covered
Absolutely.
Lakers women's volleyball for WTOP 4-0. Like to see them going. Always like when the teams we cover.
I was working 3 games. I was at all 4. They're playing phenomenal. That front line is really the center of the team. They're going to keep moving.
Real quick, what are you guys watching this week?
Oof.
Gotta be the AL wildcard race right now.
Yeah,
that's gotta be the thing.
I'm looking at that NL Central. We got Pirates and Reds coming up soon. Definitely want to watch what team is going to be able to emerge out of those 3 because whoever doesn't win the division is going to have to play in that play-in game.
And
so it's going to be either Cardinals, Pirates, Cardinals, Reds, whoever it is. One of these teams are going to have to play in a playing game.
We're gonna stop there. Tune in next week. These two will keep going at it. For everybody on the playing field, Mitch Lamb, Matt Stone. Look for us here every Sunday at 11 on WTOP. I'm Matt Bishop. Have a great night.